Welcome back to The Lawyer You Know, and today we're going to answer the question, what do paralegals do? And I brought Pete Sartes back on the show today. He used to actually teach the paralegal studies course at our local university, St. Pete College, here in Pinellas County. So he's got a lot of insight in it, and we've had a lot of paralegals work for us before. And so we're going to talk through what a paralegal is, what they do, what kind of education and experience lawyers look for as we dive in to what does a paralegal do. All right, so just to start off, the word paralegal has a specific meaning, right? Paramedic, people know about. Explain the meaning of the word paralegal.
Right. The words paralegal together, if we break it apart, means para, meaning alongside or next to, legal, lawyer. In other words, someone that works alongside with a lawyer.
Right, somebody that works beside them, somebody that assists, somebody that is with a lawyer. Same thing as paramedic, somebody that comes alongside and helps the medical professional in a paramedic situation, right? So they do legal work and they do come alongside lawyers, but they are not lawyers.
Right.
So when we talk about paralegals, why don't you just give us kind of a brief overview of all of the things paralegals do?
The paralegals are the backbone of a law firm. And what I mean by that is the lawyers normally will make strategic decisions. They will research something and make a legal decision about how something needs to be done. The paralegals assist in the execution of whatever the lawyers need to do. So they will do normally things like drafting the documents, filing documents, preparing lawyers for hearings, putting together exhibits for trial. They will do things that assist the lawyer in preparing to actually execute whatever trial, hearing, motion they're going to be doing.
So there's somebody that actually has some client contact as well. They'll get with the client answering some of the discovery questions, answer some questions the client might have if we're on another call or if they need to set up an appointment with us. The paralegal also will do a lot of preparation for the lawyer. So if we have a deposition, they will get all the documents we'll need for the deposition. We may dictate an outline. They'll clean it up, put it in the binder for us, give us the binder so we can then go to the deposition and use that binder. Same thing for a hearing. If we have a hearing, they'll put all the motions we filed, the research we have, the responses to the motion in a binder for us or an electronic binder, which is what we use. They'll give it to us. We can take it to the hearing and use what they've put together. So we work together with the paralegals and we're really a team when we prepare these things for depositions, for hearings, to deal with clients and producing pleadings and documents that are used in a case. Talk a little bit about the difference, because there are different roles in a law office, right? There's a lawyer, there's a paralegal, but there are also legal assistants, receptionists, other people in the law office. Explain what the difference is between those positions and a paralegal.
Paralegal is a term of art, so it actually has a specific meaning, even though we use it as a generality in a law firm. Law firms have intake specialists that manage cases that are coming in. They normally answer the phone, take information down to make sure that the lawyers have the information they need to be able to evaluate a case. You've got legal assistants. These people normally are not paralegals, meaning they don't have a paralegal degree. They don't have the experience and the training, so they're one step below in terms of experience and abilities, and they normally help the paralegal staff to produce things. You'll see them doing things like ordering medical records, confirming that bills are accurate, making sure that the documents that the paralegal needs to prepare the lawyer are put together so the paralegal can see them when they're ready to go and confirm them. Then you've got the real paralegals.
Well, so legal assistants also do a lot of copying,
Sure,
putting things together, proofreading, typing stuff up, helping whatever the paralegal needs to be done, setting up appointments for the paralegal. The legal assistant will do that as well. What they don't do normally is prepare the pleadings, finalize the binders that go to the lawyers, have that client contact. The legal assistants have a little bit less of that. Then you also have schedulers who just purely schedule everything, schedule depots, schedule hearings, schedule appointments. So that can be its own separate position within the law firm. And the paralegal is really kind of above those because they will use all those other employees to help them come alongside the lawyer. So that's really important. Talk a little bit about, you mentioned a paralegal degree. Talk a little about the education that paralegals go through. What do they learn when they take a class like you taught at the university? What is it that they learn? What are those classes like, and what is the purpose of that?
There are 2 degrees still for paralegal. There is an associate's in paralegal studies. There is also a 4-year bachelor's degree in paralegal studies. Really, the big distinction between one and the other is the depth of the courses you're going to take as a 4-year paralegal degree. For example, In the associate paralegal program, you're going to learn things like what is a motion, what is a pleading, how does the process in the court system work generally. There's a lot of legal drafting and those types of classes. In the four-year paralegal program, they teach things like legal research. They teach a lot of the courses that parallel courses that you're taught in law school, realizing not to the same magnitude and degree, but a paralegal coming out with a four-year degree has a very good understanding about how the legal practice and the law firm functions.
And just quickly, so some people ask us, is paralegal studies a step to law school? Is it a major a lot of people take to go to law school? Why or why not?
There's a lot of conversation about this, but I'll tell you, becoming a paralegal does not help you become a lawyer. You don't need a paralegal degree to become a lawyer. It's not like a pre-med and then you go to medical school. It's a completely separate track. It really parallels the law school track, but it is not the law school track. So you don't need to be a paralegal to go to law school. In fact, I think it's helpful to understand the process of how a law firm runs as a lawyer, but I don't know if I would pick paralegal studies as my undergrad if I wanted to be a lawyer.
So I think working in a law firm is majorly beneficial for law school and becoming a lawyer. The actual schooling of a paralegal studies program is not as valuable in my opinion. So in taking that thought process where the experience in the firm is more valuable to law school even or to other things than the actual schooling, talk a little bit about how we weigh as lawyers and interviewing paralegals the education versus experience, and does a paralegal have to have that paralegal studies degree to be a paralegal in a law firm?
That's a great question. I will tell you that I have interviewed plenty of paralegals that had paralegal degrees that I didn't think were capable of doing the job of paralegal. And the reason is they understood theories, but they never actually practically done anything. So in a law office, the practicality is far more important than the piece of paper on the wall with the title. Experience is key. I have plenty of folks that we've talked to, and we have people in our law office that don't actually have the formal paralegal degree. They have degrees in other things, but they've worked in law offices for 15, 20, 30 years, and that experience of understanding how the process flows and how attorneys think and what Peter Tragos is going to need to put this demand package together or this binder for his hearing together is far more valuable than I got a piece of paper that I can hang on the wall.
Yeah, I think experience far outweighs education in the paralegal world, right? So, and that's kind of how the world is coming today.
Right.
Is a lot of jobs, experience is more important than education. When we grew up, you had to go get a college degree. That was the most important. Were you the first one in your family to get a college degree, a postgraduate degree? It was, especially your generation, about 10 years older than me. That was it. That was the end all be all. If you had that piece of paper, you were going to get a better job, no matter what anybody else had. I think the world is kind of shifting back to a more practical nature, and paralegal is, I think, a world of experience over education, which not every job is like that. And certain jobs, like a lawyer, you have to have a piece of paper before you can become a lawyer. But I do think paralegal is a little bit different.
And I don't want to put down the paralegal schools because
it can be great. And I would say we consider that a benefit. If there's somebody with the same experience, but one of them has the paralegal degree, I definitely think that's a benefit. But if you just have the paralegal degree or 4 years of working as a paralegal in a law firm, usually that experience is going to outweigh the education if all
other things are equal.
Yeah, if all other things are equal. All right. What other certifications are important that paralegals should go after besides just a paralegal degree that are helpful in a law firm?
The National Association of Paralegals and the Florida Bar both have a certification program. So you're a certified paralegal. And both of those programs, although they're distinct and different, the concepts are the same. You have to have so much time working as a paralegal and so much education, continuing education, credits, and you can apply for a certified paralegal. And what it does is it actually puts you at a level where it's like being a board certified lawyer. It shows everybody that you've done the task, you've had the time in the job, and it's just more of a respect issue. The Paralegal Association and the state of Florida also provide continuing education for paralegals. You don't have to have that in order to be to work in a law firm, but if you want to keep that certification, you have to maintain that continuing education, just like a lawyer would.
And then another thing that's really important for us and for most law firms is for a paralegal to also be a notary.
Sure.
So talk about why and what that takes and how they can go through that process.
Just to talk generally, a notarization is the ability to certify that someone actually signs a document. They don't certify the document itself, just purely the signature. And it's important because as lawyers, obviously there's always something that has to be signed or has to be attested to. So when you're a paralegal and you're not a notary, well, so you got to go get somebody else to certify that client's signature on that piece of paper. So it's just much easier if you have a paralegal that is a notary. And frankly, there's two parts of notary now. You can actually do virtual notarization, separate certificate. So when we need documents executed by clients, paralegal just takes it, calls up the client, puts them on a video chat and says, okay, let me see you sign it. Perfect. Thank you. Got it.
Yeah, so is there anything else that you think that a paralegal really can get certified to or bring to the table that will be beneficial for a law firm?
There are certain subspecialties of law where their paralegals are far more honed in. For example, like trust and estates lawyers, they're far more paper pusher oriented. They produce forms all day long. So there are, I think, special continuing education classes for paralegals in those types of areas. For us litigators,
well, there's also like the, QuickBooks certified, PowerPoint certified. You can take those kind of courses that get you certified in just the programs that we use every day that are beneficial.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there are some more specific ones. So that's kind of just our general take on what a paralegal does, what we look for, the education portion, the experience portion. So if you guys have any questions about paralegal studies or about what it takes to be a paralegal or what they do, go ahead and leave them in the comments. We got cut off there at the end, but as I always say, leave any questions in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to our page and like this video if you like this content. Let us know if you want to hear about any of the other positions in the office, specifically a deeper dive into them as we did on the paralegal job itself in this video. We'll be happy to do it and provide you with the content you want to hear and see. So thanks for being with us. Thanks for watching this episode of The Lawyer You Know. If you like this content, please share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe to our page and like our videos. If you want some interaction, get in the comments and we'll be sure to get back to you. If you want to know any more information about our firm or this page, you can find out in the description or visit tragoslaw.com. We post multiple times throughout the week, so make sure you hit that bell so you can get the notification and not miss out on the next episode.